All right, so I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the acquisitions process, then you and I are going to pick up at exit strategies. Okay.
Sure.
But I'm going to cover all this because we need it leading into the exit strategies. So this is the entire process. The lead managers are going to set the appointment. That's when we consider the beginning of this acquisitions process. You have the lead sheet and the calendar invite. So we'll cover that here real quick as part of the process. Activate automated sequence, call to confirm 24 hours in advance, and lead manager sends calendar invite to the acquisition agent. Okay. So when you get your appointment scheduled, like you have for today, and we're going to use Dean Martin as an example.
She just confirmed that's actually getting moved to 4 now. So
Okay, cool. So you have the client information, property information, condition information. Then we move into pain and motivation, then financial questions, time frame, and offer amount, what they want. So that's the lead sheet part of the process. Now the appointment's scheduled and assigned to you because your name's up here, right?
Yep.
So that's all done by lead managers. Then you have the leadership and manager roles, which I'll just hit real quick. So who would be responsible for these? Now here you'll see a question mark because I've been training on this and giving it to other teams. And there's usually a question mark here, depending on whether or not you have a director of lead management like Alicia or not, right? So either way, the point here is somebody is ranking and assigning the appointment to the acquisition agent or the team or the listing team. So because you can do listings, you're going to get more of the listing appointments. The way that we determine whether it's a listing or whether it's a cash offer appointment is by ranking it. We have a scoring system that says, it's vacant, that's 2 points. Someone died, that's 2 points. The rest of the stuff are basically 1 point. Does it have high equity? Seller's time frame is 60 days or less, whatever, regardless of what the reason is. We'll do like pre-foreclosure is another point. So there's a bunch of things in there that we'll rank it. And if it's ranks at a 4 or above, then it's a cash offer appointment. If it's 4 or less, then it's a listing appointment. And it's usually because of equity or time frame. Director of lead management identifies any hot prospects. If they're super hot, we try to move them up. Acquisition manager comes to the morning huddle, prepared with anchor number and to give offer strategy advice. So this would be the current state of our team. This is me giving you guys like, hey, this is what I think you should do at the appointment. Circle your focus on this pain point or that problem. Here's how we might be able to solve that problem. Here's the exit strategy that I think we'll end up using. Now, all the appointments start at an anchor number. They all start at, here's the lowest, you want to give them the lowest number that you think you can give them. And that's usually depending on what other house is sold for in that neighborhood for that like super rundown price. So anyway, we'll cover that in a minute. Acquisition agents. So this is you. Now you're picking up here. This is your part of the process from here down. Okay. So you're preparing for the appointment. Well, how do you do that? You pull comps, tax records for the subject property. Prepare the first choice appointment folder. So you should have a stack of these. You should have a stack of these in your car. Okay. And we talked about getting you first choice business cards too. This packet has an agreement of sale, mortgage payoff authorization form, seller information sheet, including is it an estate and an attorney involved, occupancy, tenant occupied with tenant move out dates, tenant contact information, utility providers, again, the mortgage payoff, and seller's property disclosure. So you put your tax records in this folder. I always print the tax records and then put them in here. The point of being at the appointment in person is to verify that the tax records of the information that we have and we're making an offer are in fact what's on site. If it's, like the house has a 500 square foot addition that's not on your tax records, we now need to write that down and verify it for our comps. Fair enough so far?
Yep.
Okay. Number 4 is discuss anchor number, comps, and offer strategies again during the morning huddle with the manager. So you want to come prepared with those questions. If it's a straightforward appointment and it's a brick rancher and it's like all the other brick ranchers and there's no questions, then you can just say, I pulled my comps, I got my ARV, I think it's 250, I'm good to go. Okay.
Yep.
If you run into this appointment like you have today, which is landing us here, is it a 2-unit, a 4-unit? What do we need to figure out here, and how much can I offer them? What's my strategy? Because it's not a cookie cutter ranch home. It's a 4-unit. All right. So then previous to the appointment, you're going to drive the neighborhood, look for positive and negatives that might impact value, write down the addresses of other distressed properties, and then attending the appointment, you're going to go down through these. Right now, I'm just going to prepare you for this appointment and we're going to talk about exit strategies. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's hit the MLS real quick. I said the first thing we would do is pull tax records. I have to log in here again real quick.
You want me to send you all 3?
What's that? Comps for this one?
No, the tax records.
There's 3 different tax records.
There's 3 properties. So I pulled all 3 quick. That was all.
Are you in a position to share your screen?
Okay.
Let's do that.
It's these 3 here.
All right, sweet. Hang tight right there.
Yep.
So when I review tax records, I just run through the tabs across the top.
Mhm.
Okay, because it's going to give you a world of knowledge before you go to the appointment. So you got tax history. Well, I mean, that just tells you what your taxes are. Sale and mortgage. So bought in 2013 for 42,000. Don't see any recorded mortgages. Hit flood report just in case. It is not in the flood zone. Last listing was canceled. What year was that? (2004). Right when we actually had an MLS.
Yeah, wow, yeah, MRS. Wow. I remember that.
All right, so nothing relevant here, right? They bought it obviously after this listing. So we can move on to the next one. Last listing property history report.
My bad. I thought you meant the last,
Nope, you're
like
good.
the next property.
So there you see it was listed in 2012 again. Finally sold it 42 grand. Great deal. Cool.
Yep.
All right, so now we know what we need to know. I like to try to get a sketch. This is in Franklin County. I don't know that you're going to get that. So, but you want to take the sketch with you and just verify square footage. That'd be the last thing I would say. Okay.
Okay.
So we don't need to go through all 3 of these properties. Main thing is go to 27. Just go to the public records tab there.
You cut out on me. Sorry, say it again.
Go to the public records tab across the top. Let's verify unit count as we go through here. So is this a single family residential or is it a multi-unit? Says down below multifamily category. And if you could click on that listing right there.
The
Number of
2-unit.
units 2. Okay. Let's keep going. So now we have a 2-unit at this property.